Sloths are fascinating animals that live in the rainforests of Central and South America. They move very slowly and spend most of their time hanging upside down in trees. Many people know sloths for their slow movements, but there is another surprising fact about them. Sloths can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes, which is even longer than dolphins can. This is quite amazing, especially because dolphins are sea animals that spend much of their lives in water. To understand how sloths do this, we need to look at how their bodies work and why this ability helps them survive in the wild. When we think about animals that hold their breath for a long time, we usually think of creatures that live in the ocean, like whales, seals, or dolphins. Dolphins, for example, can hold their breath for about 10 to 15 minutes before they need to come up for air. This makes sense because dolphins are mammals, not fish, and they need to breathe air just like humans. They have special lungs and muscles that help them dive deep into the water and stay there for several minutes. But sloths, which live on land and in trees, seem like the last animal that would need to hold their breath for so long. So why do they have this special ability? The main reason sloths can hold their breath for such a long time is because their heart rate can slow down dramatically. When a sloth goes underwater or even just stays very still, its heart rate can drop to about 1/3 of its normal speed. This means that the sloth's body starts to use much less oxygen than usual. Because oxygen is used more slowly, the sloth doesn't need to breathe as often. It can stay underwater or without breathing for a long time without feeling uncomfortable. This slowing down of the body is something that sloths are very good at. In fact, their entire way of life is based on being slow. Sloths move slowly to save energy. Their diet is made up mostly of leaves, which do not give them much energy. Because of this, they need to find ways to use as little energy as possible in everything they do. Moving slowly, sleeping a lot, and having a slow metabolism are all part of this energy-saving lifestyle. A slow metabolism means their bodies turn food into energy very slowly, and that also means they use oxygen slowly too. So, the same thing that makes sloths slow also helps them hold their breath for a long time. Another reason sloths developed this ability is for protection. Even though they spend most of their time in trees, sometimes sloths have to come down to the ground or even swim. In the wild, sloths are good swimmers, and they often have to cross rivers or move between trees that are separated by water. When they are in the water, being able to hold their breath for a long time helps them stay safe from predators. If a jaguar, anaconda, or another dangerous animal is nearby, a sloth can dive underwater and stay hidden for many minutes until the danger passes. This gives them a better chance to survive. It may seem strange that a slow and sleepy tree animal is also a good swimmer, but it's true. Sloths use their long arms to paddle through the water, and they can move about 3 times faster in water than they can on land. While they are swimming, they can also slow down their heart rate and hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. This is not something they do all the time, but it's a useful ability when they need it. The sloth's body has adapted in other ways too. Its lungs are large for its body size, which allows it to take in a lot of air with each breath. Its muscles also use oxygen very efficiently, which helps it survive even when it is not breathing. This combination of a slow metabolism, large lungs, and a heart that can slow down so much makes the sloth one of the best breath-holding animals on land. Comparing sloths to dolphins helps us see how unique this is. Dolphins are fast, active, and live in the ocean. They need to come up for air regularly because they are always moving and using a lot of oxygen. Sloths, on the other hand, are slow, calm, and still. Their whole body is built to use as little energy as possible. This shows that there are many different ways animals have evolved to survive in their environments. Dolphins evolved to hold their breath long enough to hunt underwater. while sloths evolved to hold their breath long enough to hide or stay safe. In summary, sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins because their bodies are designed to use very little oxygen. Their slow heart rate, slow metabolism, and large lungs all work together to let them stay underwater or without air for up to 40 minutes. This is another amazing example of how animals adapt to their environment in unexpected ways. Even though sloths are not fast or strong, their special abilities help them survive in the rainforest. It reminds us that sometimes being slow and calm can be just as powerful as being fast and active.